Hi, Aisha, Abu, Asma. Hi, everyone. So, guys, we are going to start, and I want to ask you something. I have two lessons to present. Do you prefer a listening and speaking lesson, or do you prefer a reading and speaking lesson? We can do one of them. What do you think? You can write in the chat. Do you prefer reading and speaking or listening and speaking? You can write in the chat, please. Listening and speaking. Asma, okay, got you. The others? Sarah said listening and speaking. Okay, so we have listening and speaking 3 votes, and we are going to do listening and speaking. It's going to be about this picture here. So, what do we have in the picture, and what do you think those things are? So, a man to start with. What is this in here? Look at the arrow. What is this? What is this called?
A plan?
Okay, all right. What is this
A
called?
plan?
A plane, yeah, correct.
A
What is
suitcase.
a suitcase? Okay, a luggage, suitcase. Yes,
Yeah.
and these are things, personal things, or our belongings, we say belongings, things that belong to us, belongings. All right, so the title or the topic is things I miss from home. Okay, someone who is away from home, who is maybe homesick, and who is missing things from home, like me, for example. I am missing my parents, I am missing my family, I am missing things from Algeria. The first one is, have you ever spent time away from home? So, have you ever spent time away from home? This doesn't mean like a vacation of a week or a couple of days. This means when you go somewhere for living. So, have you ever been in a country where you stayed a long time? Aisha, have you ever been away from Algeria before? Go away from Algeria, like to live in Morocco or to live in
Yes,
Paris?
yes.
Okay,
To Spanish,
okay, Spain,
to Turkey,
Turkey,
uh,
Spain,
Turkey, and to France, Paris.
France. Okay. What was the longest staying?
Uh, to Canada, to Canada.
To Canada? How long?
Yeah,
How long
uh,
have how long have you
20,
stayed there?
20, 20 hour.
No, no, no. I'm not speaking
No,
about the flight. I'm speaking about
ah,
your staying.
okay, okay. To Canada, 30, 30
Days.
days. Okay,
Okay, a
30
month.
days.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, got you. All right, Sarah, Asma, Aisha, Abu, have you ever been away from home?
No.
Sabrina, please, you are talking about travel?
I am speaking about someone who goes somewhere and stays a long time, staying, whether for, I don't know, on a family visit, for living, for a job, like living in a country, another country than ours.
Mm-hmm. Family visit, but it was a short time. It was 20 days in Paris.
Okay, vacation. All right. Yeah, 20 days is quite long.
Vacation, yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. So,
Yes.
yeah. So, did you have a good time? Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy it
Yes.
Yes, of course. I
Yes.
was
Of
with my
course.
sister.
with your sister? Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me, within these 20 days or within these 30 days, what are the things that maybe you missed from Algeria?
The weather?
The weather of Algeria. Okay.
Yes.
Aisha, have you missed something when you were in Canada?
Uh, yes, the weather. The weather.
The weather of
It's
Algeria.
cold. It's cold.
It's cold in
It
Canada, of
was.
course.
It was
Yeah.
cold. Yes.
It was freezing, I guess. Okay, thank you. So we have got a listening. We are going to listen. Prepare a pen, get a pen and a paper, and I am going to ask you something. So we have 6 people. 6 people are going to tell you their experience of missing home, of being away from home. The first one is called Margaret, Mary, Rob, Joe, Tatiana and Sam. This is a couple, and Sean. These people have been away from home and they are going to tell us their experience. And what we have to do, where are they from? So we need to answer this question. Where are they from? And what did they miss the most? It means they missed a lot of things, but what was the thing that they missed too much, the most? Okay. And where are they now? So where are they from? Their country. Where are they from? Their nationality. The second question, what have they missed the most? And the third question, where are they now? Okay, are you ready? Did you understand? Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the listening and get ready with a pen and a paper, or write in the chat if you don't have a pen and a paper. 1.7.
Hi everyone.
Hold on a second, the listening doesn't start. I am just going to see the listening again. There should be something preventing the listening from starting. I think it's my computer that has been updating something. Let's go to your level that is upper intermediate and to your upper intermediate listening. CD1. Did you say 1.7, right? So it should be this one. Okay. I wonder why it doesn't start. Excuse me. Maybe I can open with another reader that is VLC. Maybe.
Tape script 1.7.
Okay.
Things I miss from home. Margaret.
There's only one thing I really miss about where I come from, and that's the sea. I'm originally from Yorkshire, and although I came to live here in Germany 30 years ago, I still miss the northeast coast of England. There's just something about the sea. Where I live now, there's a river, and I often go down to it. There's some nice walks along the banks. It's lovely, but it's not really the same. The thing about the sea is that it changes all the time. And not just every day, but every time of day. Every wave that comes is different from the last one. In my hometown, when the tide comes in, the water comes right up the road, and then when it goes out, there's just miles and miles of sand. It can take an age to walk to the sea. It's a source of amazement to me every time I see it.
Murray.
The thing I miss about Scotland is probably the weather, believe it or not. Up there, the air is quite crisp and clear, and the temperature is cooler. I find where I live now, in Madrid, it gets so hot and humid in summer, and a little bit sticky as well.
Rob. All right, well, I've been living in France for the last 20 years, and I suppose the things I miss most about Britain, my original home, is, well, first of all, the obvious things, like every Brit living abroad. I miss some typical English foods. For me, that means curry, digestive biscuits, brown sauce, porridge, and, of course, good English bitter beer. What else do I miss? Socially, I think I miss the way that people go out together in Britain. I miss the chat, the banter, I miss meeting friends in pubs. The way that people talk to each other at football matches. I miss that sparky British humour on a day-to-day basis. On a more serious note, I miss having a vote. In Britain, you lose your vote once you've been out of the country for more than 15 years, and because I haven't taken French nationality, I don't have a national vote here. So I don't get to vote anywhere these days. I guess that's one of the things I miss most. Joe.
So things that I miss about the UK, the first would be bread. The bread here in the States seems to stay too fresh for a long time. And it doesn't actually make particularly good toast. And being British, toast is an important thing. And, another important thing is related to work. I found working in the US surprisingly different from the UK. In the US, it's very important to be very upbeat and positive about what you can do, which, you know, is true to a certain extent in the UK. But I think in the UK, it's kind of okay to be good at what you do and just get on with it. Over here, you're kind of expected to be a salesman, you know, like you should be selling yourself and your abilities. I guess in a way, the Brits are just a bit more modest at work. And I kind of like that modesty. I'm not particularly good at selling myself. I just like to get on with my job, and I don't feel the need to tell everyone how good I am, but that's kind of the way things are over here.
Tatiana and Sim.
The one thing I miss living in England is the food from back home, all the seasonal products, and the enjoyment of going to the farmer's market to buy fresh cottage cheese from a lady that your grandma has known since you were little.
That's right. The apricots, melons, tomatoes just don't taste right in this country.
Yeah, and it seems that the most elusive fruit here is a ripe watermelon. I keep buying them, but every single one is a disappointment. I'll always miss the watermelons we used to get from the south of Ukraine.
That's right. So, enough about food. What I miss most is the language. There is nothing quite like walking along the street and feeling like you are part of something bigger than yourself. Hearing your own language. I always feel a bit small when I'm abroad, and all I hear is a foreign language. It's like I'm a bit insecure, and I'm missing something. It's hard to explain.
I know what you mean. Also, I find it hard to be away from home on national holidays. Some of our traditions are just impossible to recreate. You just don't get the same feeling of people coming together to celebrate in the streets.
Sean. I live with my dad on the East Coast, but I visit my mom in Florida lots of times a year. The one thing I miss is my drums. You see, I'm in a rock band, but I can't travel with my kit, so I have to leave it at home. Dude, it's like torture. I can't wait to get home to Dad's and sit at my drums and get playing again. My mom says I miss them more than I miss her.
Okay, guys. So this is an upper intermediate class. So the listening, if you find it a bit challenging, how was the listening? Was it easy or challenging? Was it easy or a bit challenging.
It was
Challenging.
easy.
Yes, it was a bit challenging because we are going up in the level. You know, when I start the lessons, the first Sunday it's beginner, then elementary, then pre-intermediate, and then upper intermediate, which means that today's level is a bit high level, but that's fine. We are going to listen a second time, and if you need, of course, if you have found your way finding the answers, can you send them to me in the chat? If you want to listen again, we can listen again.
Please, once again.
Please, Sabrina, listen again.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
pay attention to the nouns, verbs, adverbs. I know that at a certain point it goes fast. A good listening or a good listener is the one who gets the general idea. So here I am helping you. The information you need to find is where are these people from and what do they miss the most when they travel? What do they miss the most from their homes, from their home country? And where are they now? So 3 questions, keep them in mind, listen again, and write with a pen on a paper. Let's go. Where is the reader? It's gonna get me crazy, this reader of mine. I hope it's the right one.
Tape script 1.7.
Okay.
Things I miss from home. Margaret.
There's only one thing I really miss about where I come from, and that's the sea. I'm originally from Yorkshire, and although I came to live here in Germany 30 years ago, I still miss the northeast coast of England. There's just something about the sea. Where I live now, there's a river, and I often go down to it. There's some nice walks along the banks. It's lovely, but it's not really the same. The thing about the sea is that it changes all the time. And not just every day, but every time of day. Every wave that comes is different from the last one. In my hometown, when the tide comes in, the water comes right up the road, and then when it goes out, there's just miles and miles of sand. It can take an age to walk to the sea. It's a source of amazement to me every time I see it.
Mary.
The thing I miss about Scotland is probably the weather, believe it or not. Up there, the air is quite crisp and clear, and the temperature is cooler. I find where I live now, in Madrid, it gets so hot and humid in summer, and a little bit sticky as well.
Rob. All right, well, I've been living in France for the last 20 years, and I suppose the things I miss most about Britain, my original home, is, well, first of all, the obvious things, like every Brit living abroad. I miss some typical English foods. For me, that means curry, digestive biscuits, brown sauce, porridge, and, of course, good English bitter beer. What else do I miss? Socially, I think I miss the way that people go out together in Britain. I miss the chat, the banter, meeting friends in pubs. The way that people talk to each other at football matches. I miss that sparky British humour on a day-to-day basis. On a more serious note, I miss having a vote. In Britain, you lose your vote once you've been out of the country for more than 15 years, and because I haven't taken French nationality, I don't have a national vote here. So I don't get to vote anywhere these days. I guess that's one of the things I miss most.
Joe. So things that I miss about the UK, the first would be bread. The bread here in the States seems to stay too fresh for a long time. And it doesn't actually make particularly good toast. And being British, toast is an important thing. And another important thing is related to work.
I found working in the US surprisingly different from the UK. In the US, it's very important to be very upbeat and positive about what you can do, which, you know, is true to a certain extent in the UK. But I think in the UK, it's kind of okay to be good at what you do and just get on with it. Over here, you're kind of expected to be a salesman, you know, like you should be selling yourself and your abilities. I guess in a way, the Brits are just a bit more modest at work. And I kind of like that modesty. I'm not particularly good at selling myself. I just like to get on with my job, and I don't feel the need to tell everyone how good I am, but that's kind of the way things are over here.
Tatiana and Sim.
One thing I miss living in England is the food from back home, all the seasonal products, and the enjoyment of going to the farmer's market to buy fresh cottage cheese from a lady that your grandma has known since you were little.
That's right. The apricots, melons, tomatoes just don't taste right in this country.
Yeah, and it seems that the most elusive fruit here is a ripe watermelon. I keep buying them, but every single one is a disappointment. I'll always miss the watermelons we used to get from the south of Ukraine.
That's right. So, enough about food. What I miss most is the language. There is nothing quite like walking along the street and feeling like you are part of something bigger than yourself. Hearing your own language. I always feel a bit small when I'm abroad, and all I hear is a foreign language. It's like I'm a bit insecure and I'm missing something. It's hard to explain.
I know what you mean. Also, I find it hard to be away from home on national holidays. Some of our traditions are just impossible to recreate. You just don't get the same feeling of people coming together to celebrate in the streets.
Sean, I live with my dad on the East Coast, but I visit my mom in Florida lots of times a year. The one thing I miss is my drums. You see, I'm in a rock band, but I can't travel with my kit, so I have to leave it at home. Dude, it's like torture. I can't wait to get home to Dad's and sit at my drums and get playing again. My mom says I miss them more than I miss her.
Okay. So, we are going to start with Margaret. So, Margaret, where is she from? What is her country?
Germany?
York? No. She said Yorkshire. Yorkshire is a place in England. Yeah, it's in England. It's northeast England. Where is she now? She is in Germany. You are right. Now she is in Germany, but originally she's from Yorkshire, so she's British. And what does Margaret miss the most from her country, England? What does she miss the most?
The weather.
The weather, the sea, she said. The sea.
The sea, yes.
Yeah. She said often she used to go for a walk by the river. Going for a walk. It's like walking, but it's an expression in English. We say, I go for a walk, or I walk by the river. I go for a walk by the river. The second one is Mary. Mary, where is she from and where is she now?
She's from Scotland.
Yes.
And she is in Madrid now.
Yes, she lives in Madrid now. And what does she miss the most from her country, Scotland?
The weather.
Yes,
no?
This one misses the weather. Absolutely, absolutely. She said crisp and clear in Scotland. The weather in Scotland is clear, but in Madrid, the weather is hot. Yes, sure, because it's the Mediterranean sea weather, I guess, in Madrid. Rob. Rob is the third person. So where is Rob from and where does he live now?
He's from Britain
Mm,
and he lives in France, I think.
yes, correct. Rob is from Britain and he lives in France. And what does Rob miss the most from Britain?
Chat,
Chatting,
football,
football.
football
What?
matches.
Look at my picture. Look at my face. Why? Why?
Sauce. Sauce.
Food. Food.
Food.
Yeah. A typical British food, though I have never, I mean, I don't know, for me, it's not really something we can miss, but of course, everyone misses things from his country. But he said that the food was something that he misses from Britain, typical English food, the way people socialize. The way people speak with each other or get to know each other, socializing, you know, and yes, British people are very good at socializing. And he said the British sense of humor. He
Okay.
intended to say that,
Hello.
yes,
Yeah. What does it? Sorry. What does it meaning? Socialize it, please.
to socialize
Socialize it.
is to get on
Yeah.
well with people, is to get to know people. It's the way you converse with people, you go to people. So you are so every country has tradition of socializing. Maybe in Britain,
May I
socialize.
say something?
So maybe in
May I
Britain,
say something?
Yes. Yes.
who is
Good.
can you hold your hand so that I can know who is asking me to speak? Because I cannot. No, I don't have the. Oh, that's Tahira. Go ahead.
Socialize means a person who works without any pay, volunteer. Am I
Can
right?
you repeat, please?
I said a person who works without pay, voluntarily, without
Oh,
any cost.
oh no, 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 no. This is not socializing. Social work is what you are saying. We are speaking about to socialize the verb, and socializing is the way you get on well with people, you talk to people, you introduce yourself, you go to them. You are an open person. So there is a retrovert and an extrovert person. A retrovert person is like not really into going to people, and an extrovert person is an open person. So they go, they try to get to know you, to introduce themselves to you, and to learn about you things. Okay,
Fine.
this is
Thank you.
socializing. Social work is something else. Okay. Rob said also being able to vote. I don't know. Maybe when he was in France, a vote came, election, and he couldn't able to vote. I can't understand what he meant in here, but he said also that in Britain, he misses the fact that he could vote. Voting, you know, when you give your uh, vote to someone during the election. Yes. He said about food, I miss curry and types of digestive biscuit. Biscuit, you know, British people, they like biscuit. He said beer. He said a typical British beer. He said also Mrs. meeting in the pubs and chatting at football. And this one, I don't know who said it to me. I know that someone came up with this. That's all. That's all about Rob. We go to Joe. Who can remember? Joe?
Yes, he's from UK.
Yes. Where
From
does he?
UK
Yes. Where does he live?
in British
In
He is,
US, yes,
US.
yes, in the US. Absolutely. He is from the UK and he lives in the US. And what does Joe miss from the UK?
He has to be a salesman.
No, I'm not asking about his profession. I said, what does he miss from the UK? To miss something. to want to, I mean, to,
What did he say?
you tell me, what did he say? Yes, okay. If you can't remember, I'm gonna help you. He said one word. You cannot forget it. He said bread. Especially he said bread. I miss bread from the UK.
Bread.
Yeah, bread. You know, bread, roll, or
Yes.
a roll of bread, or I don't know, or slice of bread. And he said people being modest at work. Maybe in the US people are less modest. I don't know, but he said I miss people being modest at work. Hold on a second, my cat is coming disturbing a bit because she hasn't been seeing me the whole day. I was on an exam and I wasn't home, so my cats are very tactile now. Anyway, so he said being modest at work. He said the bread in the US doesn't seem to or seems to be fresh all the time. So maybe he is used in a crispy bread. In the US, the bread is fresh, not crispy. And he said he said also it is good for toast. Like bread in the US is good for toast, but not maybe to bite. People in the US sell themselves more at work than in the UK. To sell myself, I sell myself. It's kind of show off, not really to show off, but it's really close to be show off. So it is not modest. It's the opposite of being modest. Okay, so this was about Joe. We are going to move to Tatiana and Sam, a couple. Where are they from and where are they now?
Florida? From Florida?
Yuck. No.
They are from England.
They are from Ukraine. Do you know Ukraine? Ukraine?
No.
It's a European country. It's a country in Europe. I am going to write it in the chat. Let me write it in the chat for you. We are going to remember Ukraine. It's an Eastern Scandinavian country, I guess. You can Google it. Okay? So they are from Ukraine and they live in the UK. They live in England. And what they miss the most from their country, Mohammed, Zalul, Sarah, people who haven't spoken yet. Sarah, no, you already answered a lot of questions. Mohammed, Sabri. You are here, Daudi. Have you heard the listening? Daudi, were you here?
No, I just arrived. I was buying. I arrived late a little bit. I was buying.
Okay, never mind. It was a listening. We listened 2 times to the audio. Never mind, it's fine. I'm going to help you through that. So what they miss, those 2 people, is food, their own. Yes,
Food.
go ahead. Food, yeah. Food.
Farm store?
Like cheese.
They said food. Fruit doesn't taste right in the UK. They didn't like the taste of the fruit. I don't know why. Maybe because it's organic. I don't know. And they said you can't get ripe watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yes, it's I don't know. I need to show you a picture, but if I stop let me show you. Let me show you watermelon.
I understand it.
Yes, I am sure you do, but maybe others don't.
Yeah, I understand.
Everyone gets what's watermelon, or do you need a picture?
Yes.
Yes,
No.
we do. The yellow fruit one?
Yes, I think.
Yes. It can be red and yellow.
Yes, the same red one.
Okay, you've got the picture now. We say a picture is worth Thousands.
Fastic.
Yes, watermelon. Can be this one, can be the yellow one, whatever. Let me share the book again. Okay, so here we go. So they said this, and they said also their own language. They miss their own language. And they said holidays. They miss holidays. And Sam feels insecure. So this is what they said, actually. He said, I feel insecure when not using my own language. I think it's a matter of being confident, of not being confident, because he said, when I cannot speak the language, the English, he meant, I feel insecure. And Tatiana said, I can't recreate the same traditions and celebrations. Of course, guys, create traditions and celebrations. If you are from the Ukraine and you go to live in the UK, you have different traditions, different holidays, different day off, different celebrations. So they miss this. The last one was Sean. Do you remember where Sean is and where does he live?
Sean is from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in, I think, East Coast.
Yes, the east coast of the US. He's from the eastern no, he lives in the eastern coast of the US, and he was on a visit to Florida. Now, he didn't say I'm from Florida, but he went there to visit his mom, if I remember well, and his dad apparently lives in the US, in the coast of the US, in the eastern coast of the US. Now, what does he miss when he goes to his mom on a visit? What does he miss from his home?
His cat?
Yes, it's an instrument to help you. I mean, an instrument.
I heard the drums, I think.
Yes, that's it. Excellent. The drums. Do you know what
But
is the
I don't know. No, I don't have no
Let me
idea.
send you a picture. It's an instrument and I like it. My friend plays the drums. Let me show you a picture. Where is it?
Music.
An instrument.
Yes, music instrument.
Yeah, sure. This is it. This is the drums. Okay. So he said, when I go on a visit to my mom in Florida, lots of times a year, I miss the drums, and his mom tells him, you miss the drums more than you miss me, because maybe he's always speaking about I'm going to share the book again. All right, so we have another activity. Read some of the lines. The people said, who is speaking? Answer the question. So we have 6 lines. We need to guess who said these lines. Is it Margaret, Mary, Rob, Joe, Tatiana, or Sean? The first one over here, or let me ask someone to read. Daud, yes, sir. Can you read the first one? Yes, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Can you read the first one, please?
Question or activity 4?
Yes, this one. Can you read the first sentence?
Over here, you're kind of expected to be salesman. Where is her? What is he selling?
Yes.
It's lovely, but
who said
sorry?
this sentence? It's not, the question is not only for you. The question is for everyone. Who said this sentence, Guy? Can you write in the chat or speak up?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Sen.
It's Joe.
Okay, thank you. It was Joe. Joe said, over here, you are kind of expected to be a salesman, whereas here, what's he said? Number 2, it's lovely, but it's not really the same. What's lovely but not the same? The same as what? So who said this sentence? It's lovely but not the same.
I think Margaret.
Margaret said the sentence, correct. It's lovely, but it's not really the same. Could you remember what you were speaking about? What was lovely but not the same? Do you remember what Margaret misses from her home? It's the sea. It's the sea.
The sea. The sea.
Yes. So she said, the river is lovely. She meant actually saying that walking by the river is lovely, but it's not the same as the sea. Of course, people who were born in a sea on the coast, seaside country, then they miss the sea because I don't know, it's not really like the river. The river is beautiful, but the sea is charming. Number 3, I keep buying them. I keep buying them, but every single one is a disappointment. Who said the sentence?
Tatiana and Sim.
Yes, Tatiana said that. What was she speaking about?
I think Sam.
Huh? What was she speaking about? It was a fruit. Which fruit did we speak about today?
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yes, yeah, correct. So Tatiana said watermelon. She said fruit is not the same. And she said, I keep buying watermelon, but it is not, it is a disappointment. She is disappointed. It's not as good as she wants. Number 4, my mom says I miss them more than I miss her. Who said this sentence? My mom said...
Sean.
Yes, exactly, correct. What was it about? What is this them? My mom says I miss them.
I miss them more than I miss her.
Yes, what is this them? What did he mean? What
the
about
drum?
The drum.
The drum.
Yes, correct.
Drum,
correct.
yes.
That's correct. Number 5. Once you have been out of the country for more than 15 years, who said this sentence?
I think Rob.
Yeah, Rob said this sentence, and he said, which country, what country? Yeah, so what he meant here is voting, because Rob, he can't vote. He lives in France, and he cannot vote in the UK, so he meant voting here.
Yes.
Number 6, up there, the air is quite crisp and clear. What or who said this sentence?
Mary
said this sentence, and what did she refer to? What did she refer to?
Scotland.
When we say crisp and clear, do we speak about food? Of course not. What do we speak about? Clear and crisp, cold and hot, warm.
Weather.
Weather, exactly. Yes. So she referred to the weather in Scotland, and she said it's much cooler than Madrid. It's cooler than Madrid. Thank you, guys. You've been excellent. What do you think? This is a work group. I don't think. I need like to put you in some rooms, but within an hour, it's really hard for me to do this activity. It is a class activity. So what we can do here, make a list of disadvantages of moving. Yes, I can give you 5 minutes, guys, or 5 minutes to 7 minutes, and you can think of disadvantages of moving abroad. And you can find an advantage, I mean the opposite of this disadvantage. So for example, the language barrier is a disadvantage. It's a barrier. So if you don't speak the language, However, in the same time, it can be an advantage because you are going to learn a new language. And I am the best example. When I came to Turkey, I couldn't speak a word. I couldn't understand a word. And I was like, it's not a language that is fancy. I didn't fancy it. And I knew because I knew I couldn't speak this language anywhere in the world except for Turkey. But then I needed to communicate with people. So what I did, I went to the course and I started from the scratch, A1, A2, A1, A2, B1. And today I had an exam and I succeeded in a B1 exam. And now I can explain, I can express myself and I can enjoy myself speaking Turkish. So when I came first, the language is a barrier. I couldn't believe that I can live in Turkey because no one speaks English. It's unbelievable. It was a barrier. But then now, because I learned it, it became something positive. I learned a language. So now I have 5 languages in my bag. So a disadvantage and an advantage. This is what I mean by cross. The second one, for example, do you know anyone foreign who has come to live in your country? Why do they have any problems? What the second idea we can speak about is foreigners. Foreigners, when they come to our country to live in, why do they come, and do they have any problems of adaptations, or do you have any problems of adaptation when you go to live in a new country? The third idea we can speak about is which other countries would you like to live in and why? And let's start with this one. I'm going to ask one by one. Tahira, which country would you like to live in and why?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. Paris.
Paris. Why Paris? Why France?
Because of Eiffel Tower.
Because what?
The Eiffel Tower.
Because you want to visit the Eiffel Tower, right?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I wanna see the people too. Which kind of people are there?
Excuse me?
And I said that I wanna check which kind of people are there.
And you want to discover French people, right?
Yes, and their behavior, their response.
Got you. Okay, so you need to learn. So here, may I tell you, you need to learn on ways of socializing in France. Ways of socializing. You need to understand, to do some research about how French people like socializing so that you can discover them and get to know them. Thank you, Tahira.
Yes.
Mohammed Zaloul.
Welcome.
Yes.
Which country would you like to live in and why?
Maybe Sweden.
Why Sweden?
Because of money and tourism.
Okay. So you think that in Sweden you are going to make your life, you are going to gain money?
Much money.
Much money than other countries. Okay, thank you.
I think.
Sorry? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I said this is my point of view. Maybe it's wrong.
We are discussing opinions, of course. Daudi Yasser, which country would you like to live in and why?
I would like to live in US or UK, United Kingdom, because there is all my specialty here, the good university, the good training center, the good all there between in oil and gas industry and management here, and there is a lot of good things there, and diversity there, which we. Sorry.
Yes. Carry on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, because in US. Yeah, in US it contains it's a cosmopolitan country which able to meet people from different country, exchange idea, culture. That's why I prefer. For me, I like to meet people from different country and be how I don't know how.
Well,
be be open-minded, open-minded with people from different countries, different culture.
Well, I love that too. So I fully understand what you are explaining here. Thank you. Aisha,
Canada.
Canada. Why Canada, Aisha? Why?
Because people are so very friendly.
How are they people in Canada?
Friendly.
I am sorry, I can't hear you. Can you write in the chat? You know, I think I couldn't hear you, Aisha. You are in different places. So let me maybe remove you from here so you can stay on one place and maybe the voice comes clearer. I couldn't hear you. I just heard that you want to live in Canada, but your reasons or the reason behind this choice, I couldn't hear. So maybe you can write in the chat and I'm going to read it. Suad. Suad, she's here or she left? Suad. I saw a name. Okay. No, there is no Suad. All right. Okay, thank you guys. 9. All right. I think we have time. The second question. We have time to do the second question or the first one. So, what would you miss most? What would you miss the most if you lived abroad? Now you have heard Joe and Rob and Mary and Margaret and Tatiana and Sean speaking about what they missed the most when they moved. Now it's about you. When you go to those countries, so Daudi, for example, if you go to US or England, Aisha, Canada, Tahira, Paris, France, Mohammed, Sweden. So what do you think you are going to miss from your countries?
Our language.
Okay. What else? What else?
Family and
family and friends.
For me, family and Algerian food.
Yes, food.
Family and Algerian food, friend.
Yeah.
Algerian food, traditional food.
Yes. Yes. Aisha, what would you miss?
The sea. The sea.
The sea. Okay. Yes, Algeria, sea, of course.
The weather.
The weather. Yes.
And the family.
And the family. Okay.
Yes.
Or also our friends.
Friends. Yes, friends. Tahira, what would you miss if you go to live in France for a long time?
I will miss my family and friends.
Family and friends. Okay. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
That's true. Now, I want to ask you a question about the language. Do you think that a language is a barrier, or moving to a new country, language would be a barrier or an opportunity to learn a new language? What do you think?
We understand opportunity, but
pardon me?
barrier.
Okay, more an opportunity than a barrier, you said. What about you, Tahira?
Pardon me? I did not listen you, sorry.
Yes, I said when you go to a country and you don't know the language, do you speak French, Tahira?
No, I will not speak. Definitely, I will speak English. I would like to speak French, but I have to learn before going there.
Sure. So, if you go to live in France, will you consider French as a barrier, or are you going to consider this trip as an opportunity to learn French? How do you think about it?
What's the meaning of barrier? Yes.
Barrier is an obstacle.
Yes.
So?
It's opportunity for me that I have to learn French. Yes, if you learn the languages of the countries, you will very comfortable and you will be relaxed. You will be habitual and used to. You will enjoy more as compared to refugees, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then they will give you more importance, value.
Yes, yes.
Am I right?
Yes, yes, it's your opinion. I personally, I agree with you. Actually, I always consider the language. Um, Maybe in the beginning it can be difficult, especially if it is different language. But when you start seeing the result of your efforts, so enjoy yourself. Don't focus
Yes,
on grammar. Don't focus on learning so fast. Try to make small sentences. Like if you go to Paris, you need to learn bonjour, comment ça va. So if you learn this sentence, you will enjoy yourself a bit and it will push
Yeah.
you to learn
of
more
course.
sentences. You see? So this is the way it works. The language, we need to enjoy ourselves in this learning journey. Otherwise, we are going to give up because when you don't enjoy, you are going to be bored, sort of. Yes,
Yeah.
Dow, did
Yes,
you say
and
something?
Do it, yes, sir. I will tell you the experience which happened with my brother, and it's happened to me. It's similar for me too. My brother in 1996, he joined a new international company here in Algeria, in Hassim Saud, but he doesn't speak English. He never, he
Okay.
never, he doesn't speak English. His English it was very, very bad. Was very bad. What the company did they do for him? They did provide him, like for example, they sent him to UK, staying with the family in the UK for approximately more than 2 months. After
Okay.
coming back from Algeria, he was extremely changed. He was perfectly good in English, and now he speaks English extremely well.
Yes,
Yeah, he could live
absolutely.
with the family.
Yes,
Yeah,
that.
and for me, my experience in 2010, Algeria was playing in World Cup, participated in World Cup in South Africa, and I was very, very bad. And I've been there. I found a lot of difficulties to speak. I made effort. I made some effort to speak and to transmit, don't transmit, to send my message, to know, to explain to body what I want, etc. But after coming back, I'm doing all my best to improve it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
that's
Sometimes yeah, yeah, go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, that's why even that in my baccalaureate, I got all the good marks in the other modules, but in language I was very, very low. Now alhamdulillah, I improved my French. Now I work in my English, and after that I will work with other language, because last year also I got an offer to work in Mexico, but the main obstacle was I don't speak Spanish.
Yes, yes, that's what I meant. Sometimes you get a job opportunity, for example, in Mexico, you said, so you need Spanish. You would say, oh my God, it's an obstacle, it's a barrier. I'm not going to work for this company because I don't know Spanish. But if you think about it, if you think twice about it, you are going to go like, why not? Let me go. And while working with Spanish people, Latin people, I'm going to learn Spanish and I will have a language that is spoken. The most spoken language in the world is Spanish, by the way, because, it's not only in Spain, it's in Latin America, Mexico, and southern part. Thank you for sharing this, Yasser. It was very interesting. Tahira, would you like to add something before we close the meeting?
Yes, actually, I was just saying that was the word talking about me?
No, no, we were not talking about you. Your hand is up. I saw your hand
Yes,
up.
yes. Actually, I think he said something. My connection was low. I wanna ask this.
Oh, no, 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 no. We didn't speak about you.
Fine.
Never mind.
Fine.
Yes, Sabri from
Yeah.
Sudan. I didn't hear from you. What is it the country that you wanna live in?
Yeah.
What is it the country that you wanna live in?
Yes. How? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
So what is it the country that you want to live in, except from Sudan? The
In the
another
future?
in the future, yeah.
Yeah. I would like to or the beautiful, and also there is a freedom. You can do what you want. Also, it's easy to stay there and living there and getting married and to build your future. Everything is become easy there. So I decided to travel. Nowadays, I'm using to collect money and to be good at English to leave my country. That is the reason I'm reading and I'm learning English language. That is the reasons.
Yes, you are
Yeah.
doing good. You are doing great. And what is the country that you wanna go and live in?
Nowadays, I'm only staying on Sudan, and I
I
work in
know.
here.
What is it your dream? What are you dreaming of? Which country do you wanna go there and live in?
Yeah, United States, America. Yeah,
The
because
US.
yeah, it
Okay.
is easy to communicate with American people because it's easy. But British is you maybe you found some difficulty to communicate with them because about pronunciation, and there also someone told me they eating some words or some letters. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I difficult to communicate with them. But if I become good at English and also I become native speaker, maybe I will go there. Maybe I will go.
Okay, okay. I hope the best for you. Thank you for sharing this with us, Sabri.
Yeah,
The
thank you,
lesson
Sabi.
is done. So